Hello, and welcome to Part 3 of the WSET Reflections on Learning online course. My name is Dr. Anthony Basiel, and I'll be your facilitator for this last section. Hopefully you've done the first two parts of this course. It is kind of sequential, so if you haven't done the first part on context, and the second part on the how-to video, please pause the video, go back and do that, and then come and join us to talk about the professional social network. In this section here, we're going to be talking a little bit about promoting your video, developing it for the online community, and trying to get people to support it. Just as before in Section 1, we will have a little assessment at the end for you in terms of giving you some feedback and getting the credit towards this class. Reminder that if you do have any questions about the WSET courses, we do have email support. You can also call us on the phone, or if you need some online support, you can contact us through the web video conferencing or our artificial intelligence agent. So in the very first section, what you did is you learned a little bit about analyzing a course that you'd done in the past in order to generate the 3 tips to success. And that was the script that you would be using in Section 2, where with Dr. Mike Howarth, you had the opportunity to learn about actually recording the video and having the appropriate script in order to produce the dialogue and storyboards. Now, in this section here, what we'll be doing is taking a look at those resources that you made and seeing how we can promote them online to share with the WSET community. So the first thing that we'll want to do is to take the video that you've got and apply it to a type of e-marketing strategy or plan in order to get people aware of your resource and to promote it. The WSET YouTube channel link is here. If you are using the Flash version of this, you can click directly on the link. Otherwise, you can enter this or search into YouTube. Now, when you had your video, you may have decided, actually there was a little bit that I wanted to trim from the video in the beginning or the end, or you know, some type of editing that you wanted to do. And here's a sample of an online editing that you are able to use. You can search again on YouTube if you wish to have other tools available. Now, once you've got that file, how are you going to upload it into our WSET YouTube account? Well, here's the information on how that's possible. Of course, you may not be at your desk or your office or at home on a desktop computer. You may be mobile, so this can even be done while you're traveling. So here is a link on being able to use your tablet or your phone. So what we'll be doing is adding on this section a more detailed plan about how you would then go about promoting your research, your resource, in order to be able to have that get the rankings, to get the likes and the hits, and that's what we'll be using in order to identify how popular or how recognized you are, and as in your expertise in that particular course that you've reviewed. We'll be taking a bit of a game approach on this, where you will actually have an opportunity to be ranked on our leaderboard. And so the more hits, the more likes that you have for your particular resource, then the higher your ranking on the leaderboard. And this game approach is a way that we're hoping to promote you to get all the other people in the WSET learning community to share with each other. One of the events that we are going to propose from this pilot course is that we have an end of the year showcase event. And so all the people who have done really well in promoting their videos and becoming WSET learning champions will have an opportunity to be recognized in the award ceremony and be able to share a good practice with their colleagues. Well, that's the main part for Section 3. If you wish to do the self-assessment, just like last time, please go online. You'll find the question there for you to go through and get some feedback for this particular part of the course. Now, in order to make our courses better, we really need to get your feedback. So the very last part is to say thank you for participating, and then what we would like you to do is to do our online survey so that we can get some statistical data. But then also, if you're interested, we would love to be able to do a short 5-minute interview with you through the web video conference. Now we'll be possibly using any of this information in our promotional material, and so therefore, we'd want to get your permission to do so. We also are going to be linking this into a prize draw, so please do the survey and the questionnaire for us whenever it's convenient for you. All right. Well, thank you very much for your participation, and we look forward to seeing you in our next course. Goodbye now. Hello, and welcome to the WSET Reflections on Learning video for the Student Handbook. The course overview shows that we have 3 sections that you'll be doing, each about 20 minutes. The first is the context. The second part is how to make the video. And then the third part will be about the professional social network that you'll be able to post the video with. The 3 parts are broken into different areas. The first focusing on the academic or the theory. Next we'll be looking at the technical skills, hands-on, how do you actually make the video. And then the third part, you'll be able to apply your learning by sharing the 3 tips to success. At the end of each section, we'll give you an opportunity for a short formative feedback where you'll be able to have that logged, and that will determine the pass or fail for the course. Now we have a number of ways of providing you help and support. Of course, we have a variety of emails that you can use depending on your area of need, being technical or academic. We also have the phone that you can call us up on. But we also have several online resources that are available. One through video support, so if you needed to be talked through some part of the course. And then also we have the online artificial intelligence or virtual assistant. So the first part here, we're looking at our learning outcomes. Each of the courses that WSET offers will start with a type of learning outcome, and then what we'll be doing is mapping that over into what we would call your personal learning outcome. Once you've done that, then what we'll be doing is we'll be analyzing the process that you went through in your journey. So sometimes what you expected was not what you got, and we want to be able to identify that. So finally, you'll be looking at your conclusions and your recommendations, and we want to be able to take that and then decide how is that going to be put into application for work. What personal or organizational plans might impact on strategy or policy. Now, most of the courses that you'll be doing have a type of learning outcome in the beginning, and you can see this in the handbook that we've got. There'll be a chart in the appendix for the handbook which will help you take those specific learning outcomes in the first column and then to help you to create the personal learning outcomes. Whatever evidence that you can find of linking that personal learning outcome, how it was achieved, can then be mapped over to the course learning outcome. This helps you to identify whatever lessons that you learned. One other way that you can help get some evidence, some information about your learning experience will be through notes or a learning journal. So if you kept any type of record of the course, go back, look through those notes, check your learning journal so that that will provide you the extra information to help you with your analysis. One thing we want to point out is the nature of the learning. When we are talking about knowledge, we can also be talking about experiential or tacit knowledge. This comes not necessarily from the books or from abstract reading, but rather from your personal real-world experiences. So take a look at businessdictionary.com for a bit more detailed explanation of what tacit knowledge is in terms of the context of your WSET professional learning experience. Here we're going to ask you to pause the video for a moment and then do this activity. We are asking you to be an active contributor to our learning knowledge by going out and seeing if you can find some other definitions, some other explanations about tacit knowledge that we can contribute to the discussion forum in the WSET online platform. So pause the video now and then come back and we'll start up the next section. Okay, so you've come back now and you've done this activity. We're going to carry on to looking a little bit more about your analysis. We want you to be able to identify not just where you succeeded in your learning experience, but also any obstacles or barriers that you hit. What prevented you from achieving what your outcomes were? So Karl Popper has a way of looking at this type of situation where he calls it error elimination, or the falsification approach. And here what we're doing is we're breaking down the learning process so that we're able to then identify the tips to success that we'll be putting on the video in the next section. Of course, you can also analyze your learning through discussion. So there are a number of different resources online where you might want to go through and have a look at any discussions that you had in your modules, in your courses, and also to discuss with your colleagues what the learning process and outcomes were. So here we're looking at the conclusion section, And what we want to be able to do is identify what lessons did you learn? What recommendations would you make to a manager or the director of the organization? So in the next section, you'll be taking those points and you'll be summarizing them. That will become your script for the video. This will be your 3 Tips to Success video. Now we'll finish off with our self-assessment. In the first part, which is optional, you may want to think about some possible multiple choice questions that could be asked for the course that you did, that you are reflecting on, that you're analyzing. Here what we'll do is we'll ask you to take that question and provide 3 possible answers, A, B, or C, identifying which one is the correct answer, and then providing us with some feedback. So the 3 steps: name the course, then the question, the correct answer with the feedback. And finally, for this part of the course, what we'll be doing is asking you to go online, or if you have the handbook, you can use in the appendix the quiz question from there. So well done. We've finished the first part, and what we'll ask you to do is get ready to go on to part 2, how to do the hands-on make your own video section. Thanks very much. Bye now.